finishing the That's What She Said notebook, which is where I put little pieces of advice for people. One of them being, what is this number?
390.
390. Your mistakes are often your best teachers. I, in the vein of journalistic integrity, which is so important to me, I've got a correction to make. I actually, once or twice in 7 years, I'm proud of my record, but I had to write a correction for the Independent. I did a piece about Claudio's, the work that's being done on the dock there, and I made a mistake. I attached a conversation from the village board meeting that was actually about an unrelated wetlands permit, and I connected it with that project. It was actually about research charters. The performance bond discussion at the village board meeting the other week was about research charters, which, if you know anything about STID in Greenport, one of the coolest companies that most people don't even know is there. The work they do is really interesting, and I won't get into it, but correction. So it's so important to make sure. Good morning, Mary Beth Phillips, and thank you so much. She helped me to suss out what the deal was. Obviously, she was there, and she was the person that both introduced the idea of perhaps enforcing the performance bond, and then ultimately taking it off the table when a compromise was reached to reduce the 4 years that they would have had to complete the project down back to the standard 2 years. It was only, I think, 400 feet of bulkhead, and the mayor felt that was could be done in that amount of time. So some of these other, I'm curious, Dev, what you think of this book.
I liked it a lot. And to go off 390, I was reading this book. I'll show you guys. No Mud, No Lotus by Thich Nhat Hanh.
Okay. Where did you get this book?
I saw it online. One of my friends who teaches yoga posted it.
Do they teach out here?
Yeah, she actually, I forgot. She teaches in Hampton Bays.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and she always has she's another role model that I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to give her
Morris? Shout
Kaitlin
out
Morris.
Kaitlin. Yeah, she always
always
has such insightful things to say, and she's so young, so it blows my mind.
That's awesome.
And I feel like she reads a lot, so I took up
one of the most one of the best things you can do for yourself is read. Just read everything.
Mm-hmm. It helps you learn a lot. Yes. So anyway, there's this part from it, and it says, suffering has its beneficial aspects. It can be an excellent teacher.
Which is absolutely the truth.
So when I was going through the book and I saw that, I connected it.
I'm so glad. Yeah, and a lot of this stuff is some of this stuff is cliched. And the thing I like to say about cliches is they get that way from being true. You know, when in doubt, shine your shoes. I like that one.
You never know who's going to be looking at your shoes.
People look at shoes, actually. Like psychologically, I've read it somewhere. I've read a lot in my life.
When people come up to me on the street and they'll ask for money or something, I look at their shoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just to see, like, I feel like you can tell a lot about somebody from their shoes.
Which is, you know,
like if their shoes really aren't like a main thing that you really, really, really need. I feel like food would come first. She's a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun.
So those are actually, I've gotten a lot of compliments on these boots, and they're beautiful. I got them in Greenport, and I got them for much less than they are really worth, just because I'm very good at yes. I said I'll give you $25, and they were like, those are worth way more than $25, and I was like, well, I can walk away. But I had cash in hand. Cash in hand is good. So your entire life can change in one moment.
So many stories I have where I'm like, oh my God, if that happened, my life would be completely
totally
different.
And that's why it's try to be patient, try to enjoy every moment, no matter what's going on. Drive slow and be okay with driving slow.
Yeah. Be
okay with being late. Let people know you're going to be late. One of something kind of like this, which is Rules and Reminders for Better Living. I can't think of her name right now, but she's amazing. And I've listened to Rules and Reminders for Better Living, which you used to be able to get at the Orient Service Center for free. She said, you know, if you're going to be late, call. It's important.
Always.
And so I've instituted that.
Even if
now.
it's 5 minutes.
Even if it's 5 minutes, because sometimes you never know what's going on in other people's lives. You know, people are complicated. This one's from Sean Harrington. Do it wrong till you do it right. Nothing good happens after 10 p.m.
It's a little early.
Yeah. I know, I'm getting old. You're never going to stop making mistakes. You'll just make better ones and get better at making them.
Oh, there is no time better than now.
Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
There's no better time than now.
Yeah, you can't wait for anything, and you can't worry about anything in the past.
No, try not to live in the past or the future.
Right, and that is another.
Brings us back to the Buddhist. So this is Buddhist principles?
Yeah. Zen Buddhist. He's a Zen Buddhist teacher. He actually lives in France now.
When in doubt, meditate. I like that one. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Apologize less, thank more. I try to do that now instead of saying because I used to say I'm sorry.
Sorry for being late. Thank you for waiting for me.
Thank you for your patience. You know, accept and love people for who they are rather than who or how you think they should be. That one has been hard for me. Just because I'm always trying to be the best person that I can be, always trying to do better than yesterday and whatnot. Sometimes it can be frustrating when others are not like that, when others are petty or you know, lazy or whatever the case difference. But you know, you can't save anybody. And that's another hard one. That took me a long time to realize, and thinking that my well of strength was infinite and is infinite when you're kind of superhero minded or, you know, always leaning in or facing adversity, like overcoming adversity and adapting and changing and whatnot. It's hard to like understand that you can actually deplete those sources. So I've had to rebuild myself several times over just because I've wanted to save people. Limit your media consumption. It's addictive and keeps your brain from entering an important board mode when critical defrag and long-term planning. I forget where I got this from, but that's where long-term planning and goal formation happens. That's one of the reasons why meditation is so important. You've got it. Make time to look out the window and just sit with yourself and just be.
Drink some tea. Coffee. Hot water with lemon.
Tea is so good for you. Yeah. Be a light in the darkness. When it gets dark out there in life, for people, just try to shine. And you know, there are our next guest just walked in. I am so excited to have Steve Lemanski up here this morning. The St. Patrick's Day parade in Hampton Bays, which is probably the biggest of the St. Patrick's Day parades we have out here.
Is this hot yoga?
Good morning, Stephen.
I'm looking for hot yoga.
Yes. We got the Bikram in here. Here, come on in. So oh, look, it wants me to tag you.
Is there an elevator?
No, this is it.
Here, you can sit.
Yeah, you shouldn't invite old people.
Oh, come on in. All right, so I was having a little conversation with Deb Bucci. All right, so we're getting a little head start on our second guest here.
How you doing?
Steve.
I'm Devin. Nice to meet you.
I told Deb, I said, I cannot wait for you to meet this guy.
Character and a half, I heard.
It's exaggerated.
Come close. We have to be uncomfortably close to each other. Are you okay with this?
Should have brought my wife.
Yes.
She gets so grabby when she's not here.
So we've got to wrap up this segment. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere here on 1390 WRIV, your hometown station. Why didn't you bring Liz? We're on. We're on this. See, we're on. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Well, we can talk about that later. So make sure. Again?
No.
This monster?
That ship has sailed.
Oh my God. Well, it's been sailing. How many do you have? You 5?
So far.
That is beautiful.
that she knows of.
I'm-
Liz always says I have 5 that I know of. She was never funny until she married me. That's like
Well,
just rubbed off.
Well, I can only imagine it has to be natural.
She came from a fine girls
What-
finishing school.
What was I telling you yesterday at the meeting about surround
Italian?
yourself with successful people and people
Yeah.
that you want to be like, because then you will become
You
like
are
them.
who your friends are.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Birds of a feather.
Yeah.
Flock together.
What is there's a commercial?
No, this is us.
Oh.
We're on. People are watching us. We've got 12 live viewers. The future
Oh
is
my God.
yes.
It's in
TJ
the,
Clemente.
it's in the double digits. Excellent.
Oh yeah. Well, it'll probably be 1,000 before the end of the day.
Get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should have put
Excellent.
makeup on.
I'm so influential.
You are. You are.
So this is so great to have you up here.
Thank you.
I'm gonna miss you guys this summer.
Oh
I'm
no,
not-
you won't. We'll
Why?
find you.
You're gonna find me?
Absolutely.
I won't be far. I'll be right down the
Well,
road.
we moved to East Quogue
Okay.
about 2 years ago. So if you're gonna be up in the North Fork, we're closer.
I'll be on both. So I'll be in Southold, and then I'll be at Sabonic. So I'll be
Oh.
down the road.
What's the deal with Sabonic?
Well, I don't know how to say this, but I lost.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm just picking up some part-time work there, and then
I think
I'll
they should have
also
taken
be.
a vote of the membership.
I think that would have
You
been
would've-
very.
you would have
smart.
Won overwhelmingly.
But I love you guys, and
Yeah.
I've told Sarah and I've told Craig, anytime you need me,
Mhm.
let me know.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you wanna look
Maybe
at the
we'll take you
dates,
as a guest to one of the things, and
I
you
need
can,
to. I've got my gloves.
and you can be served.
Oh, that would be so nice.
What a switch, right?
Yeah,
Right?
I think about those things.
Say
And
to
the good
Helen,
thing-
Helen, you know what I want.
No. Well, I love I love everyone,
Right.
and the good thing, and we're talking about role models, and we're talking about stuff like that, is that I really try to stay humble always, and not be the way that people have been to me.
Mhm.
So yeah, I haven't had the easiest journey out here
Right.
as a single person,
Mhm.
not from here
Mhm.
on the East End,
Mhm.
making their way is not an
No.
easy
And
story.
it's easy for some people. To be
Yeah, and
humble. But somebody who's as fantastic as you, it's a difficult thing
It's-
to be humble.
well,
and
it's-
as
well,
fantastic
even
as
if
you
I
are.
am humble, I'm fabulous. So people, sip it on the haterade. It's hard for people to. Oh my gosh.
Just so you know, he's a great dog. He just gets a little excited. He might nip you a little bit.
Okay, but
Squeeze.
he's not
all
doing
friendly.
it. Can you help us?
And you got treats.
Hi. Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of dog.
First
right
of all,
there.
First of all, I love brindle dogs and I love big dogs.
And just so you guys know, because
Yes.
he's a little sensitive right
Right
over
there.
here.
Okay.
Thanks for always
Yeah,
wanting
Yeah.
to meet me.
And we know a lot about him actually.
He is amazing.
Yeah, this guy lived on a chain outside.
Oh, no
I
wonder.
know.
That's why
No
he has all this
wonder.
muscle.
I
He's got all
know.
this
Oh.
energy.
The poor thing.
Oh,
The poor thing.
So it's
So
a
how old is
squeeze.
he?
Squeeze is about 6 or 7.
really?
He's kind of like the same story as Ice. Just lived, on a chain.
That is
You
a
know,
whole lot
and
of
just-
dog. It's like one
So
month.
basically, once everything's new to Squeeze, so he
Sweet.
gets very excited about everything.
I gotta get
Wow.
my energy. Both of us have very
Yeah.
high energy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I can participate.
Yeah. Okay.
He's such a happy
This
boy.
is a big, strong cat.
Holy
Yeah.
moly. It's okay.
He doesn't know how strong
He's
he
a
is.
nipper.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually
It's
giving
okay.
him kisses, and he goes, "Aw, that dog."
Oh. Yeah.
Is he the riverhead?
Yeah, he's never bad.
Okay, if you want to adopt Squeeze, and he is amazing, call 631-765-1811 extension 2. Squeeze, it's okay.
You hold the leash like a treat.
Yes. Okay.
What's
You want a treat?
Good boy.
What's that?
You want a treat?
What's this?
Mm.
They're a little bit healthy, but you're gonna have to just deal with it.
I'm like, it's draining my energy.
I know you're doing great, by the way. Like I see like you inside, like just want to like. Jump
Yeah,
around
it's like
and go
all like somewhere here, just in a ball.
crazy. You can let go, he'll be fine.
Good job.
I got treats to grab him.
Good job. I love brindle dogs. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. So I was like, it's like every morning I never know what dog I'm bringing until like
Right.
one talks to me or something.
Yeah.
I go first and I go, "Woo, you're it. Let's go."
Oh.
This dog was abandoned.
We got the owners to surrender him because
He was on a
just,
chain outside.
he had no life, you know. I don't know what they were using him for. If it, you know, some people just look at animals as possession, not as like just because you got one, you know, doesn't mean. I mean, dogs are not for everyone. We all know this. Like, they need love and compassion, not like, just be stuck in a corner and just look at them.
That's probably partially why he's so like this.
Yeah, he
because
loves.
He's making up for lost time.
Oh yes, he is.
You know, it's like 6 years. He sees people walk by or whatever, and he's just in one spot.
Yeah, he never got to meet another dog until he was with us, and he has met another dog. It didn't even go that bad. I'm just still working with him.
Never even met another dog.
Never met. So when he saw the other dog,
He
he got so confused. Like, what is that? But you know, we're smoothing him out, and then potentially, eventually, I would trust him at home with another dog. He just needs. He's never had those. Like when puppies are growing up, they learn what hurts and what doesn't hurt. He's never had that, so he doesn't know like his own strength or when he's nipping you. So he needs another dog to basically like show him the ropes. Like, what's acceptable.
This is a big, strong dog.
Strong dog.
Arnold Schwarzenegger dog.
Don't adopt him for your 9-year-old, because you will drag her down the street.
You will just see your kid just go by.
Yeah.
What a good dog. What a good puppy.
But you should have seen him go up those stairs. He got up there and he was like.
I wonder if you could put him to like work in a way.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean, like the way that like huskies.
Yeah, find like a job for him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
seems like he has like a lot of energy and he's really strong.
So a dog like this, like it's even to do like scent work type stuff. You know, like you show him something, like you got 3 cones. You show him a treat.
It seems like he can learn very well.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Please.
Just way too excited.
Yeah. It's okay. It's all right. I think that when did you guys get him?
We got him, pretty recently, like 2 months ago.
Okay.
And like the first month we were just really getting to know him, and then like now we're gonna push him.
How has he changed in the time he's had?
So when I first got him, I didn't get any reaction out of him with anything. He was just nervous, shy, shut down. He was not this
like
dog.
this.
Oh no.
So this is the onion being peeled away.
Yes.
And then next you'll kind of
and that's what stinks is like when you're doing like a temperament test for a dog that's never really seen anything new, and you bring them to a new environment. I can't tell what's going on with this dog because the dog's just gonna, for the most part, probably mind his P's and his Q's and not eat anything, not even look at a person.
Right.
And that's basically what he did. He was just like, I don't know what's going on. Now he knows the deal.
Yeah. So now you're gonna work on behavior mod.
Yes, and he doesn't need it so much. I just want him to learn some communication better. I want him to know, like, when if a person says enough or another dog says, chill out, that he knows, oh, I just need to calm my roll down, you know? He doesn't have that right now.
Yeah, my dog Bukowski was like that in the way that he would run full speed straight at any dog. And then like stop like right in their face. So he meant it in the best way. He was just going to say hi, but like any dog that you saw, they were like, what? Or person?
Yeah. I've seen dogs for some reason just get a kick out of it. They'll plow people down in the yards. They just run full behind them, like knock them down.
He would stop. He would run full speed and then he would stop like right. He knew physics. I don't know what.
He knew physics. He was a scholar.
There was a joke on Facebook. There was a picture of him sitting in the yard staring at a squirrel across the yard. And my landlord was like, Bukowski doing physics. Because he's
like, what will it take to get that squirrel? You just see the problems go across his head.
He was so smart. He could get out of anything. He opened windows. He opened doors. He jumped off a roof once
skateboard
because he wanted to go. He was a total. I always joked that I should have named him Houdini.
Doggy Poppins.
He was the Huskies.
Sounds very smart.
How did you name him?
I loved Bukowski when I was as a writer in college.
Oh, okay.
I was in college. He wasn't a drunk and he wasn't a misogynist, but he looked like one. He had one blue eye.
He looks
So
like
we
a
always
drunk.
he had one.
How
Well, he had
do I
one
look like a
blue.
drunk?
He had one blue eye, so he always looked sad.
Mm-hmm.
So he always looked like a kind of guy that sits in his hotel room and types on his typewriter all night. And he definitely didn't care what other people thought, that's for sure.
We had big.
I
Have you ever
called him
typed on a
Cal.
typewriter?
Yes, I learned to type on a typewriter.
Get out.
What are
Yes.
those things?
Wow.
What are those things?
Yeah, right.
Oh, guys, if you want to adopt Squeeze, you can get your adoption fees waived if you mention that you saw Squeeze on the Gianna Volpe report and you call 631-765-1811 extension 2. How many dogs do you guys have there? About a dozen?
Right now, we're probably up to 17, 18 now.
Now, you've got dogs coming in from
Mhm.
Puerto Rico. When
Yep,
did they
we-
get here?
We got 3 of them in already.
Okay.
And then what we do is like we just don't have so many coming all at once because we don't want to bombard our
Right,
dogs.
right.
So as soon as we get some room, we have the connection, we make the call, and they get flown.
How
to
many,
us. So
what capacity
how many can we
have?
handle, or how many
Yes.
can we technically have in the building? That's
Handle.
it. That's
Yeah,
it.
let's go with the first one.
Okay, how many we can handle with our facility with our employees? We can handle up to $25-$30.
Okay.
After that, it's going to get a little tricky because we like all our dogs to get out twice a day. We like all our dogs
They
to
are very well
have
taken care
a
of
very
there.
clean kennel. We try to get our dogs housebroken. So once you go past the 25 dogs,
Mhm.
it's just almost impossible to get to them all.
And
the
then
right
what
way.
about Southhold?
Southhold? Like same way. Like if we have to, we can house probably up to 45-50 dogs. How many we can handle and to give them the care that we, want to give them.
Oh,
I would
stay
say
down.
30.
Okay.
How much do you think he weighs?
This dog weighs 60
Probably
pounds
like
anyway.
90, right?
Oh, you think so? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
my
It's
dog
all
is
muscle, right? So
65.
it's he's all muscle.
Good boy. That's a good boy.
So black's the great color to wear when you get.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I'm gonna have to bring
Everywhere.
this
It's like
to Matatuck Dry
it almost
Cleaner.
looks like your arm hair is coming through.
It's
the
yeah,
coat.
not like
Oh,
not like I don't have 3 tastings to do for Promenade
Oh,
today.
no.
It's okay. I have a lint. brush.
Oh, that's all.
Being a
You,
dog
Oh,
trainer,
I'm
that's
seeing the I want a little reminder for everybody. Times Vintage is doing their annual fashion show at the market in Greenport. I think it says March 28th. I'm gonna MC the events, so it's gonna be fun. It looks like, what does that say?
6 to 8.
6 to 8 p.m. Come out. We've been doing it for a few years. This year the theme is hanging by a thread. We can wear whatever we want from Times Vintage
Oh, that's
in
cool.
Greenport. You gotta come out.
When is it? Tonight?
It's the 28th.
On the 28th?
Which, let's give a little reminder for the parade. The parade's on the
23rd,
23rd.
Saturday the
I
23rd.
like that you do it after St. Patrick's
Yeah.
Day.
Well, you don't want to.
But it keeps
It's
it
not
going.
even like you don't want to take their thunder. You
No.
can't compete with it. So
No.
it's like
But it's
Take
also like, because Cut Dog did theirs just a
Mhm.
couple days ago.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's so happy.
And but I like that because it keeps it going,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you have like a birthday month,
right.
you know?
Yeah, the first parade's on Long Island, like in the first week of March.
Oh,
This parade's
when is the New York
all
parade?
on the 16th on
Okay.
Saturday.
Oh,
they don't
wow,
march
the
on
day
they don't
before.
march on Sunday.
Right. Well, that's good.
So it's and that's really more from the Catholic point of view. Like they don't march on the
I
on
love
Sunday,
this
but,
baby.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to go back on the air in a minute here. Oh, so he's just
I
hyper
can't believe that
vigilant.
people will mistreat the dog like that.
Yo, they
I
piss me
know.
off. Like, I swear to God, like, if you love animals,
Look at his
you're
place
with me,
eye.
or
His
if you
Italian's
mistreat,
coming out.
an animal, I will find you.
I will.
Trust
my-
me, I have no
will
problems.
kill you.
My brother-in-law Kevin, who I went to college with,
Yeah.
he's a doctor upstate New York, and he was on his 3rd rescue puppy, like
Mhm.
this big, and they had to give that one away. I think they just got another one. They had to give that one away because that was so skittish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can you beat something?
I know.
So big.
Don't
It's
even-
just, I know.
Oh.
It's
It could
it's
just like
horrific.
if I hear
I
something like
can't.
It's
that,
horrific.
I'm at their
you know?
house, I'm talking to them, and the
Yeah.
thing is, like, if I hear something like that, I come
Yeah.
off as a nice guy in the very beginning
Yeah,
to be like,
right.
so they can talk to me and see what's going on.
Right.
I went to an undercover fight dog ring.
Stop it.
When I was 22 years old, when I worked for another shelter, I went to an undercover fight ring to report on the res. I saw what was going on.
Yeah.
I recorded it, and I went back and I saw my superiors. And 3 days later, I went in there, I talked to them, being handshakes, everything like that.
Yeah.
3 days later, I went back with the police and everything. We got those dogs out of there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good for you.
Right, like you guys be
That's-
careful, that's a red.
That's
Looks like you've done a great job.
Some people
so
go on, they
far.
don't come off.
Yeah, I'm good
Luckily,
for
I'm
you
quick.
forget.
But
Good for you forgetting. Oh,
You've done a great job with this one so far.
sweet.
Yeah.
This is
and honestly, the
Look at
the difference in him is just incredible. And I just can't wait to see him go home. Just to,
baby.
another side comes out when they go
He's
home.
gonna be.
You know, they've
he's
been
gonna
mistreated,
be-
so they've had this side.
right,
They come to a shelter and they're getting treated a lot better. You
right.
see this side, and then when they go home, you see that very relaxed, like, I made it. Like, this is
Yes.
awesome. And just all their fear leaves them. He still has a
Yeah.
little fear. Like, you see,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he hears a noise out of nowhere. He
Right.
gets a little
He
skittish,
gets-
you know?
Right.
Yeah,
But he's looking. He's ready. His energy is really open, and he's
Mhm.
waiting to dedicate that energy.
Mhm.
yeah.
He doesn't know. Oh, we got to go back on. Get
Great
squeezed.
dog.
So we're gonna come back on here, and
Bye,
I will
squeeze.
Well,
switch
I will
this
see
around.
everyone later.
Yes,
Take
we'll
care.
be here.
Good job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right,
Come on,
and
squeeze.
your headphones.
Bye. See you next week.
We are back. We just had Matthew Valentino come in for his weekly spot from the North Fork Animal Welfare League with Squeeze, who is a monster of a brindle pitty. He is just adorable. He's got a lot of energy.
Very loving.
And come close, come close. I've got Steve Lemanski here from Southampton Engineering
Mhm.
and Southampton Builders.
Mhm. Yep.
One of my favorite people
Oh, stop it.
in the universe. So you gotta talk this close.
You say that to all the handsome
I
guys.
do not. Oh no, I got the live stream fell,
Excellent.
but we're back. Hi guys. So Steve Lemanski is going to be the Grand Marshal at this year's Hampton Bays St. Patrick's Day Parade,
Yeah, fantastic.
which we were just talking. Now that's the Hampton Bays Hibernians. Hibernians.
It's the Hampton Bays Hibernians puts on the parade, and
Hibernians. Okay.
they're connected with the ancient order of Hibernians, which is old
Fraternal organization.
Irish Catholic.
Okay.
You have to be some Irish,
Okay.
and you have to be Catholic to join that. The Hampton Bays Hibernians, we can bring you. I'll baptize you.
Oh yay!
It's a great group, and it's a group that does a lot of fundraising, and they give a bunch of money away. And you haven't been to our first two Grand Marshal Mondays, which
Right.
were
What are these?
so we got together, and this was a concept that was started by Lars Clemente, who's superintendent of Hampton Bay Schools, an amazing human being,
Yes,
just a
yes,
fantastic guy.
Absolutely.
And we made him Grand Marshal 3 years ago, and he said, I have this idea, want to start maybe raise some money for graduating seniors. They call it the Unsung Hero Award, where it's not the valedictorian and it's not the quarterback on the football team, and it's
I like that.
it's the kid who's in the trenches, who's always doing the right thing, who's always volunteering, who flies under the radar.
I know
Not
that
too-
kid.
Yeah, right. Not too many people notice him, but so we give away 6 $500 awards
Oh, I love
to
that.
the graduating seniors to like give them a little bit of help
Right.
to get to college. So,
Yeah, it's not easy.
and it was Lars's brainchild, and I don't know if the man sleeps at all, because he just has
Goes
done
and goes.
unbelievable things in Hampton Bays. And one of his big things is the veterans, and they do a thing where they bring the veterans in, they raise the flag, loves the
that.
kids. He's cutting edge. He's always at some seminar. I think he was just at this last opioid gathering that they had, which is a huge problem,
Yes,
as we all
yeah.
know. But so he started it, and we had the first one at Villa Paul. I want to thank those guys. It was great. The food was fantastic. They give their restaurant up to us for a couple hours. And then we had one on Monday night at Buckley's. And this coming Monday night is at Rumba from 5 to 7.
How cool is this? So you get to do
And-
like a moving tour. I love that.
But it's good. It raises money. So, you know, we're almost averaging our $1,000
That's
a
great.
Monday night. So at the end of the day, I'm sure we'll have our 3,000.
I just love the fact that you're the Grand Marshal, because and talking about someone who always puts others in front of themselves, and talk about mentors. We've been talking about mentors. Lisa Saloga is somebody
sure.
that you mentored.
Yeah.
Um,
When she was going to Syracuse University, she worked in my office as an intern. Yeah. And now she's a, you know, full-fledged architect in Southampton doing big houses. And yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Have you always been like that?
You know, my dad was like that. I had 7 brothers and sisters, and you know, it's always like you come from a family where everybody wants to help everybody and everybody boosts everybody along.
Where were you in the brood?
I always say I was the oldest. I have an older sister.
Okay.
I say I was the oldest. She was kind of like a second mother.
So
my mom was a little overwhelmed with 8 kids.
Yeah.
So my older sister was like the other mother.
Yes,
in
right.
the
She
group.
was. Yeah, she was like the the vice president.
So and then down here, and then I had 5 kids, and yeah, I basically worked a couple of jobs and spent time with the kids. That's all I did until when my youngest, when Jack went off to college, I joined the Hibernians and I joined the golf club.
Right.
Before that, I was coaching Little League. I was coaching girls softball. I was coaching basketball. I was president of the school board. I spent all my time with the kids, and you know, and a lot of their friends. You know, and
it's who you are.
I guess you know.
You just
it's a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, if you come from 8 kids and you're one of the oldest, being a leader is just something that you grew up being.
Right.
So you have the experience.
Right.
Decades and decades and decades, like you've been doing. It's like I've been doing this since I was
right, and it's not
6.
like. And we used to have our kids would have friends over for dinner, and in the summertime, I've had 3 or 4 of our nephews come and stay with us for the summer. My daughter Kaitlin ran Cooper's Beach for years, and so everybody worked at the beach. So you know, and Kaitlin is maybe by this a week from Friday. So within the next 7-8 days, she's going to have her 3rd.
I love it. I hear that being a grandparent is one of the greatest things that life has to offer.
I love it. I think the grandmothers love it more. When you can put like something in your hand, like if I get to the point where I can read a book to you, I get a point where we can play a game or throw a ball.
Yeah,
I'm okay. You know, like when they're like this big, it's no fun.
Like they're not gonna remember.
And we decided like you know my grandkids call me Ace. And,
do they really?
All of them, and they call.
I love that.
And they call. Well, I was like, yeah, we're way too young to be like grandma. Like, forget that.
Not doing it.
So Liz is Tish.
Oh, I like that.
I'm Ace.
Oh, that's so like it's like you're like
and
sexy
this is actually
spies.
This is my oldest grandson, Callum. Made this for me. That's his handprint.
That's so cute. Look how little.
And he was like, Ace. And I put the hand on that side of the cup because I know you're a lefty and you're gonna hold a cup like this.
Yeah, I'm a lefty too. So listen, I know that with the Hibernians that you are someone that has helped select the Grand Marshal
over the years. Yes,
over the years. Yeah. What was it like to become that person? Well,
they snuck it up on me. We usually have a meeting before we have the Man of the Year where I've been the president for the last 3 years. So as president, you pick the Man of the Year and the Officer of the Year. And then in November, usually we have a party where friends are invited. So it's not just a group, it's friends are invited. And we announce the Grand Marshal at that. The week before, I said to the guys, we got to get together on this. And they're like, you know what? There's been so much going on. We're just going to wait until after the thing and we'll make an announcement after. So I'm like,
they really kept you in the
and I bought into it. I'm like, oh, fantastic. Because we have too much on our plate right now. So we go, we have this big ceremony and I announced the Officer of the Year. They do a little speech. I announce the man of the year. They do a little speech. I'm like, okay, good, we're done. I go to walk off the stage. I'm like, oh, wait. What, we just heard it's your birthday, which was like, I think it was the day before my birthday. So they're like, we just want to sing happy birthday and give you a present. So I'm like, okay, let's get this on the road. And so they come out, the whole place is saying happy birthday, and they give me a box, and they open it up, and the Grand Marshal sash was in the box.
Oh my
so that
God.
that was Fergus Scully and Liz Scully's idea to do that. Liz made the box, and it was really cool. It was really cool.
Like,
and I was just flattened.
You were like, just, they got you.
Oh, they totally got me.
You're really smart.
I know.
You're like usually
I don't miss much.
One. Yeah.
I don't miss much, but
so
they totally blindsided me with it. So it was great.
That's amazing.
And so, and for, my Irish side of the family, it's just like, we're like, here, having some named Lemanski, be the Grand Marshal.
So they feel like I have arrived.
Yeah,
it's like you're like a temporary pope.
Something
for
like
the
that.
For the
something
Irish.
Like that. There you go.
For the
right.
They don't. Do the Irish have an Irish pope?
They're Catholic, so there's
just one pope.
One guy with the big hat.
Oh, all right.
That's it.
And we all feel the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah. See, I don't know how it works.
I
don't know how it works. So let's talk about the parade.
Okay.
Let's talk about the route and when it is and how to be a good guest.
So it's Saturday morning. It kicks off at 11.
Next Saturday. That's next Saturday.
The 23rd. Next Saturday, the 23rd. It starts down at the American Legion, and those guys have been fantastic to us. All the guys at the American Legion Hall have been fantastic to us. Start in front there, and then it goes. They line up going down that street. So, which I guess is Ponquag.
Mm-hmm.
And then it marches up, makes a left onto the main street in Hampton Bays, and goes all the way down and ends right just a little bit past Buckley's.
Okay.
So that whole parade route you can line up on. Some people
so
park.
It's not a very long route then? How long?
No, it's
long
not. I don't know. I think it might be a mile.
Okay.
Something like that.
That ain't bad.
Some parades are 3.5, 4 miles.
Right.
It gets to you after a while. I've marched to them. It gets to you after a while.
That's
so it's nice. It's good. And we've got this year we have a lot of our usual participants, the high schools, the marching bands, local business floats, fire departments. And we usually have between 4 and 5 bagpipe bands. This year we have 7 bagpipe bands. And then unfortunately we just had to turn another one down.
Oh, that's too bad.
You really need to stretch them out so you don't have like a fire engine horn going off next to a marching band, next to a bagpipe band.
It's like a highlights magazine challenge.
Right. So
how do you decide that? Who
John and Nancy Bowden and Dennis O'Rourke put together the line of march, which is, and I used to help them with that, and it's a nightmare. You're just trying to figure out, and
put the cheerleaders,
and then we would have, then you got, they have the dog, the people with the dogs are there. So you got
the dogs,
bark, and we had those little miniature donkeys as a group called the Ass Whisperers.
Yes, I know them. They're right here in Aquabog.
Like change
the ass was but it's funny. So I know her. I'm blanking on her name.
And we haven't heard from them. I don't know if they're marching this year, but they have in the past, and they're fantastic. But you have different kinds of animals.
They're down the street from the North Fork Animal Welfare League, same road on Church Lane.
So putting that together, and John and Nancy Bowden and Dennis O'Rourke have been doing it since day one, and just John's a retired sergeant, town of Southampton. Nancy's a teacher. Dennis O'Rourke is one of the chief building inspectors in Southampton. Good group of people. So we've got it,
guys. Go out to the parade. Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit more off the air on the Gianna Volpe Facebook page. Tune in next week to the Gianna Volpe Report here on 1390, your WRIV, your hometown station. That's so awesome.
So are we off the radio?
We are off the radio, but we're still on here.
Oh, okay.
And we can talk.
So you're never off.
Oh my God, I'm always on.
I have my early morning cough.
Oh, you cough like in the mornings?
Just in the morning.
All right.
I don't know. It's like a buildup of, I guess.
You think so?
Sleeping and snoring. Or Liz says I snore. I'm like, you're full of it.
Snoring.
You're making that up.
Do you think so? I'm sure she's not. I love Liz.
Oh, she's such a she's such a hoot.
So the parade's going to be awesome. Are you just like...
It is. It's really a lot of fun. And,
Do you have any moves worked out?
Well,
Do you get a,
they
you get
got me
the
up to
se- the
sing.
chalet-
They got me up to sing at the last Grand Marshal Monday.
You guys had a session?
Gianna and Aaron were singing with Peter, who's a member of our group. Peter plays the banjo, and Gianna and Aaron play every Friday night at 1 North.
Okay.
So they got up. I was just, mingling and working the crowd. And then next thing you know, I got to, get up here on stage.
What'd
So,
you sing? Look at the coffin?
Whiskey in the Jar. Look
Ooh.
at the coffin.
Do you know that one? Do you know
Is
that
that a
one?
church song?
No, it's an Irish. It's an
Oh,
Irish traditional song.
No, that's
Look at the coffin.
it sounds depressing, but whiskey in the jar sounds better because the jar is just like the glass.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, okay.
it's a jar of
like
whiskey.
the-
Yeah, like a mason jar.
Oh, all right.
They would call any, that's what they call it.
All right.
Give me a jar. So
My friend Maggie, who cuts hair in Mattituck on Love Lane, is going to Ireland like in a day.
oh,
And
is she going with some of the guys from the Southampton Fire Department?
No. She's going. It's her and I think her roommates, and she's taking him to Ireland. And I'm like, dude, I hear it's so. I mean, you go every year, right?
We go probably now. We could probably go once every 3 years,
Okay.
something like that. I was there a year ago, October,
You're going.
and then
this
I
year,
was
right?
there. We're not 100% sure
Okay.
yet, but we'll within the
figure
next
it out.
6-8 months we'll definitely go.
Don't worry, I'm coming.
And right now it's like you can fly. There's a airline that flies out of Providence. It's like $260 round trip to
Providence,
Dublin.
Rhode Island.
Yeah. So if you get up to Providence for $260 round trip,
Stop it.
which is like less than dinner in Southampton
Yeah,
if you've eaten there.
a couple times. I just went to the Union
It's-
Burger Bar yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's
for lunch.
fantastic,
I
yeah.
had the mac and cheese burger.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Union Cantina has the best queso.
Mm-hmm.
But $260.
And Union Cantina, it's great. That's great because you can have a beer with your burger if you
Mm.
want to have a beer with your burger. Sorry, Ian, but I think the best burger
Social
in the
Club?
Hamptons is at Sip and Soda.
Oh God,
the
I love
big
Sip
burger
and
at Sip
Soda.
and Soda is by far.
Ah,
I try them
I like
all.
that.
I always go back.
Yeah.
So
Sip and Soda. I remember I.
Sip and Soda, another one of our sponsors.
Yes. That's Mark's spot, right?
We had
Mark Parrish.
Yeah.
We love you, Mark.
Mark Paris is fantastic.
Yes, he is.
He's fantastic.
I ran into him at over here at Papa Nick's at Star Confectionery. One of our former members, Anthony Maris, and Anthony Maris Senior,
Mhm.
one of our members, I believe. Love them both. But I ran into Mark just a couple weeks ago
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the golf club is that I moved to Southampton and I'm thinking I won't know anybody. But then when I finally went downtown,
Right? You know
I
everybody.
saw John. Yeah, I know everybody. So I'm like,
That's such a fantastic club, though.
Yes.
It's all like the local.
yes.
And it's not really, everybody says, oh, that's a local blue collar. It's not really the blue collar.
No.
It's the local workers, and some
Yeah.
are blue collar.
But it's Southampton,
But, yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, I'm in the construction business.
I
Those
remember-
baby hands.
I remember.
You wish you had hands that smooth.
I remember one day I'll just say at a different club
Mhm.
that the guy was like, oh, I live down the street at Southampton Golf Club, and the guy's like, the Paul Man's Club, and I said, well, you can't buy class, sir,
There you go. You can, you can't. No,
which
you
is
can't.
totally true.
And we have.
One of the things, remember that.
Huh?
Write it down.
Can't write
Yeah.
it down. Oh yeah, please do.
When do
Put
we
that
go
in.
back?
That's
You
what
know
she
when we
said.
go back?
When we go back where?
Online.
No, we're done. We did it.
Oh, that was it.
That was it. It goes so fast, right?
Oh, that was a half hour. Oh, because I brought swag for
Oh,
you.
so well,
I wanted
we
to
can
show it. Okay.
This is honestly, this is where the
This is where the
this is where the
base
eyeballs
is.
are.
This is the basis. So this is
Are
sweatshirt
you
for
kidding
you,
me? Are you joking?
which is the Hampton Bays St. Patrick's Day
So
parade.
is that the Hibernium thing?
Well,
What
the
is that for?
shamrock always is. This is more of a Celtic design, which is.
I remember when I did an article for, I think either the Express or for 27 East. I can't remember,
Mhm.
but I did about this parade, and whoever I spoke with, might have been Mr. O'Rourke. I have to go back
Mhm.
and actually read my own article.
Mhm.
He was explaining to me about most people do the 4-leaf clover, but the shamrock is actually 3.
Right. And it was St. Patrick explaining the Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Oh,
and that's the 3 parts of one.
Yes.
Thing, so. But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
And this is like when I tune in and watch you online in the
Yes.
morning and you come in and like today you spent what, 5 minutes on your hair?
Yeah.
Most days you spend none.
I
right?
know.
And you come in with the hat. So we have
Days you spend.
none. We have this Hampton
I'm
Bays
changing. I'm getting
St.
better.
Patrick's Day hat. You can throw that bad boy on. That's when what, right? When you don't have the time.
Oh my gosh. And it's so funny because I have this one black hat, one winter hat, and I just gave away my other one because I'm a recovering hoarder. but I've done well. I'm about 80% dehortified.
Right.
And so now I'm very understanding. I don't hoard anymore.
And if that isn't enough,
but this is
the scarf.
You really spoiled me. I'm gonna have to share
with the logo.
I'm gonna have to share. Maybe I'll have to give. I'm gonna have to give. All right, you know what? I'm gonna give the sweatshirt to Miss Dev. I got a present for you.
We brought a swag bag in.
For me? Oh, thank you. I can wear it this weekend.
Yeah.
I'll put it on right now.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks.
So.
Yay!
Yeah. Thanks for
boss.
having me. March 23rd. Bring it in.
I'm gonna try to be there.
March 23rd. Yep. Yeah. So
and see your moves.
There's some parking behind St. Rosalie's. And see, after the parade, we go back to St. Rosalie's in the big auditorium behind the church, and there's free corned beef sandwiches.
Oh.
Free beer, step dancers, a band. We've got Great River Trio, which is a fantastic Irish band.
I don't know them.
Play some Irish rock. Yeah.
Are they local?
They play. Yeah, they play all over Suffolk. They play Buckley's.
Okay.
Here and there. But a lot of Irish songs. You know,
Look at the Coffin.
You know, they don't do Look at the Coffin, but I'm going to get them the sheet music, and maybe we'll bring you up when we get them there to sing.
I'll be the backup.
But they're fantastic. And then there's some step dancers, Irish step dancers that we bring in. And I'm not sure what group. There's a couple of different Irish step dancing groups out here that come in. So that's a lot of fun. And that goes from like the parade goes from like 11 to like 1:30ish, and then we're like 1:30 to 4 at the Parish Center.
Okay. Very cool.
And then we usually march down to Buckley's. Just have a nightcap.
Yeah.
And
or
have a little
7.
fun. Right?
Whatever.
So
put a cap on.
And I'm usually very good, but I don't know what's going to happen
You're
this
gonna
year.
be fun. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be.
Well, I got Liz with me, so Liz will ground me. She'll
Liz
ground
is like
me.
your manager.
She'll ground me, and if she doesn't ground me when we get home, she'll ground me.
Yeah. You know, but it's so funny because it's like I say, Liz is your manager, but there's no managing you. How does she?
When people say how many kids you have, I say 5. She says 6.
What is she? And it's totally like that is so accurate.
You can wear that on a bad hair day. Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
I feel really great right now. Actually, you know what I feel like a little bit? I feel like from Elf.
Oh.
Right?
I was gonna say Slytherin.
Will Ferrell.
Just with the scarf.
Yeah.
There you go. Wait,
I'm actually.
The logo's backwards here.
Good morning, Brian.
There you go.
Are you going to the Hampton Bays parade?
March 23rd, 11 a.m.
March 23rd. 11
Try to get there at 10.
11 a.m. to 11
it's
p.m.
It's going to be packed this year.
I know.
And
well,
then,
it's packed like how many people usually come?
Oh God, I don't know. Too many. It's
Where
packed.
do people park?
Macy's, that doctor's office across from Macy's.
Okay.
Down by the high school, on side roads behind St. Rosalie's, anywhere you can find a spot, basically. So there's actually going to be, you know what? Not too many people know this. So your listeners, but there's that new music amphitheater that they did just north of Main Street. It's like kind of in between Pogwog and the movie theater, and there's like a arched entrance, and it goes north into like the woods, and they built an amphitheater, and there's like 20 or 30 parking spots there. You can park there and you come out right in the middle of the parade room.
Oh.
So for your listeners, get the inside track.
I
on
love
the parking.
that.
Yeah.
We love having the inside scoop.
Yeah. So.
Where's Eli Manning building a sports bar? Is that a thing?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so.
I heard that he was building a sports bar
I
in
hope
Hampton
so.
Bays.
I think he's only got one more year in the NFL. So this coming year, he's getting older.
Yeah.
I met him a couple of years ago at a fundraiser in the city, and he's like,
I hear he's the nicest guy.
He's as nice as he could be. He's just as nice as he could be, and there's nothing to him. Like he weighs less than this dog. I stood next to
dog.
He's
that
like
dog was big.
He's like 6'4"
Yeah.
And I put my arm around him. It's like his waist is like there's nothing to the guy. I'm like, oh my god,
but
this big gigantic guy throwing him to the ground.
He's very tall.
Yeah.
The first time I saw him in person, I was like,
and he just joined one of the other golf clubs last year. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the other ones. The only one you really need to know is Southampton.
That's right.
So, but I don't know. I didn't hear, but I'm excited because I think he's going to be spending more time in the area.
Yeah, he'll be out here.
So,
and he's a super nice guy. Totally fits in with our.
And they just traded Odell Beckham Jr., who was their wide receiver.
Is that who went to the Browns?
Yes, and the fans had kind of a love-hate relationship with him. He had a game a couple of years ago where he and the guy who was covering him just made it personal, and they were throwing each other to the ground. They were getting penalties, and it was just like,
that's
are you a professional or not? And then so he's a lot of drama in the room. So I think half the people didn't want to see him go, and half the people like, what,
let him go.
And we needed some first-round draft picks because we really need to get another quarterback to be groomed as Eli's successor. So
and I guess they will be more of like the new school quarterbacks, which are more
very few guys can like come out of college and be really successful. Very few guys do that. Some of them just need to work at it. And the quarterback really has to remember 9,000 things, and he also has to look at the defense on every play and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Oh, I think I know what they're going to do, and he can call an audible and change the play, and everybody's got to know the play. I mean, it's a lot of work, when you really get into it. It's
really interesting to see what happens.
So I hope he's going to open up a sports bar.
That would be dope.
Yeah, we really don't have a sports bar out here. Everyone that opens, it doesn't last too long. Well, Fellingham's is, but Fellingham's is. And it's fabulous. And
I still haven't visited Sean.
Fellingham's is also one of our supporters.
Oh,
every
good.
year.
Great.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And Joe and Millie are wonderful. And that is a great place. But the bar is like
it's small. It's
you can't
when I'm
swing
thinking
a cat
about
in there.
What about if they went to is it the Princess Diner? What's that diner that's like right
there? The one in
there?
Hampton Bays.
Yeah.
The diner in Hampton Bays is shut, and the diner in Southampton is shut.
Oh, but that would be a cool spot. I mean, could you?
The diner in Hampton Bays would be killer.
Right there.
For that, yeah.
Because then you can.
Yeah. And Hampton Bays has really opened up in the last few years with One North moving from down by the canal, and they're another supporter, and they're fantastic.
I've only been there once, but they're great.
It's a great steak, and
I got
great people, good servers, good bartenders. The food's fantastic. One North is unbelievable.
I gotta see if I can get my. I'm seeing a nice Sicilian boy.
Aha.
Let everyone know.
That's right.
Because my members are always trying.
Do you remember the phrase that I taught you?
Is it something? Don't say it.
Say it now. We'll chat later.
Yeah, we'll chat later.
I have a day job.
All right.
I gotta get to sell up.
Same.
All right. Yep.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thanks so much.
You're very welcome. Go to the parade. It's going to be fun. All right. We'll be back next week here on 1390 WRV.
Steve Lemanski.
Tony tomorrow.
Hey, Tony. Nice to meet you.
Bye, guys.
You're all dressed up.